welcome to Cruisin. What are we talking about today? 2021 Porsche 911 Carrera S Cabriolet. Cabriolet means the top will go down. I'll show that to you in a moment. It's super simple. It's not, not rocket science. And the other thing that's interesting, when you walk up to the car, if the key fob is on you and the car is locked, it will unlock itself, which is kind of nice. But once you get inside, we'll do more of the inside. Now, you have to come and take a look at this. Here's the ignition. Now, back in the day, you stuck your key in here. Why do you do that? Why is that over there? Well, if you know the history of Porsche, back in the day when they raced at Le Mans, and when you were racing at Le Mans, you got on the other side of the track, the green flag dropped, you had to run across the track, jump in the car, start it, and the first one out was the first one out. Well, can you imagine if you jumped in the car, you had to put your key in here on the right side, get it started, then reach down and grab the shifter. Got it? Got it. But Porsche said, no, let's save 2 or 3 seconds by jump in the car, reach over, grab the ignition key, grab the shifter, turn the ignition key, and slam it into gear. It saved Porsche 2, 3, maybe even 4 seconds, which really, from a racing point of view, seconds are worth everything, okay? So, simple, up, down, you just pull up on it, it drops your windows down, releases the center latch, comes back down, closes the canopy, rolls your windows back up, and tells you you are good to go, okay? How simple was that? You could do this up to about 30, 35 miles an hour. You know, this Porsche design has not really changed that much since 1963. So if you're a Porsche enthusiast, you will absolutely love this car. Yes, it's now water cooled, and I know a lot of you Porsche fanatics really had a heart attack when they did that. But you know what? It had to meet emission laws, it had to stay clean, and it had to give you decent fuel mileage. And this car will do all of the above. The key to this car, as you know, if you're a Porsche enthusiast, is driving the car. Okay, it doesn't have a manual transmission anymore, but it does have a PDK, which is, like electronically controlled transmission that works extremely well. And if you can outdrive a PDK, let me know, I'll sign you up for a Le Mans trip, because this thing is absolutely phenomenal. Now, the Carrera S is all about driving, it's all about performance. We're talking a 3-liter flat 6, 443 horsepower, 390 foot-pounds of torque. So, with that being said, 8-speed transmission behind it. You've got locking differentials. You've actually got the back wheels that when you're driving will actually steer for you. If you get yourself into a little bit of a high-speed turn, this vehicle is designed to help you, not hinder you. This will make a mediocre driver into a really good driver. Plus the looks. Look at this car. How could you not love the looks of a Porsche 911? This particular car comes with a lot of amenities. It's a quasi 4-seater. The back seats are really for golf clubs, grocery bags, and what have you. If you had little kids and you were fairly short, you could push the seats forward, and yes, 2 people can ride in the back. They are seat belted in if necessary. The back seat, come on, it looks, a normal adult would not sit back there, so don't even try to kid yourself with it. But generally speaking, in my world, a 911 is strictly a 2-person car. If you want a 4-person car, get a Panamera. Otherwise, this is a performance car. This car, like I said, you take this out to go up into the hills with it. And the thing about the Porsches is that they are very, very docile when you want them to be. But if you want to stretch your legs, if you want to put some performance out there, this car will give you all of the above. It's got leather interior on this particular model. It's red. The GT Silver Metallic is the exterior color. You've got You know, you got, like I said, the rear axle steering that I mentioned to you. You've got front axle lift in the event you have to come up to a tight turn. Adaptive sport steering, sport suspension. You got a sport exhaust system. Bose surround sound, which is just a phenomenal. I mean, most people that, you know, are listening to driving around in a convertible don't listen to the radio that much, but you could do that in this particular car. It's just a phenomenal car. And I guess really the key to it is drive it. Just get in and drive it. Now there is, you know, the Cabriolet, there's the coupe. I've never been really a fan of convertibles necessarily, but this one really fits the bill. The seats are cooled, they're heated, and let me tell you, if it's hot out, they work really well. If you're cruising down a freeway, you know, it's a really nice feature. You can tell by that. Let me go over here to the other side so that you can get a kind of a better idea of what we're dealing with. Here's something I just found out. It's kind of interesting because not every cup holder fits everybody's car, right? Right. Well, check this out. They have a little latch here. You can pull that out and put any size cup you want in there. I thought that was kind of a nice feature. Everything, like I said, super simple. There's down, there's up. Here's your seats for cool. Here's your seats for heat. Again, cool, heat. Temperature controls. You've got change your temperature, turn on your fan, same thing. And then if you come up here, you can turn the exhaust on, which gives it a nice growly feel. Turn off, which I never tell you to do, the traction control. This is your suspension change that you can actually stiffen up the suspension if so. You've got this little guy right here. This is real easy. This puts you into normal, sport, sport plus, and ice. And then you got your redundant gauges on the steering wheel. It's not overly technical. It really isn't. It is a driver's car. It is designed for you to go out and have as much fun as you can possibly imagine. Now, again, mid-engine, or actually rear engine, so you don't have a ton of space in the rear, but let's pop open the front just so you can kind of get an idea of what Porsche has given you. I mean, you know, you can get some pretty soft bags in there. That's not a bad compartment. You got a light here in case you need to light it up if it's at nighttime and maybe you're rummaging for something. You're not going to get golf bags here, but you can get the golf bags up front. I think that's kind of a nice deal. So, you know, it's better than not having any at all. And then, oh, by the way, while I'm just showing you, here's the other thing that's neat, is how you get into the front and the rear. They're right here on the door sill, and all you have to do is just lift up. And what it does, it opens up your rear area. And let's take a look and see what you have back here. You have virtually nothing. So it's worthless. So the only reason that this rear hatch system opens up is so that you can get to your engine compartment to where you can check your oil, put your coolant in there, and that's really about all you can do. Everything else needs to be at the service center. So there's no storage in the back, but the storage is all in the front. So what you're seeing right now, we got dual fans in the back to help keep this flat six 3.0 liter twin turbo. Did I mention twin turbo 6-cylinder? I mean, unbelievable. And now you've got a completely different look about the vehicle. You know, you've got a really nice convertible. Everything is smooth, it's sleek. There's nothing sticking out. It goes through the air extremely well. And this is a good time to tell you 18 city, 23 highway, 20 combined. I personally have gotten 26 because I'm not a lead foot. I'm not at the racetrack, and you need to know that as well. These vehicles are designed strictly, you know, for the street. If you want to go Ricky racing, you can always go to a track with the Porsche Club of America. They have the most amazing programs. All you got to do is just go to PorscheAmerica.com to find out all the information. The key to this car truly is driving it. I mean, whether you're going flat out or whether you're just enjoying it, enjoying the sun, enjoying this beautiful weather that we're having here. But it is really quite the car. It's got plenty of technology. It's got navigation, it's got Bluetooth, it's got Apple CarPlay. You can hook your phone up real easy. And then if you want to go performance minded, it has all of that in the dash as well. Once you start changing the drive modes, it changes the dash. The other thing I like about it is there is a tachometer dead in the middle of the instrument cluster. In other words, you should be more interested in what your RPMs are than you are anything else. And yes, there's a digital speedometer down below. There's also a G-force meter, because G-forces could get you in trouble if you don't know what you're doing. So you can keep an eye on that, and that's on the right cluster. You can also change that where you can put navigation in there, you can put tire pressure in, you can put all kinds of things in there. So this vehicle is totally programmable. But the kicker to this is the drive. Like I mentioned, you can change the exhaust tone if you like. You can do it manually, or you can do it by putting it into different drive modes. Multiple colors. Silver is kind of Porsche's color, and I appreciate the fact that they sent me one that is actually the Porsche colors. Other than that, LED lighting, front, rear, you can see me coming and you can see me going. Hopefully the only thing you see is go. Here's something here, and you're probably thinking, well, what are these little guys right here? What are these little panels? Well, in the event you drive above your talent and you do get this vehicle upside down, these are roll bars. They will blow out of this pack so fast your head will swim, and it'll keep this vehicle more on a plane if the event you go over. The steering or the windshield is extremely reinforced because you just never know. Things do happen. People do get themselves in trouble, and Porsche wants to do everything humanly possible to get you from point A to point B safely. It's all about the drive. It's got the sticky tires, so that if you get these tires nice and warm and you start going into turns, because it is rear engine, you do have to know how to drive a rear engine car. You don't let off, you kind of stay in it when you're going through a turn, and that way this vehicle will do exactly what it wants. In the center of the dash, there is a clock, and there's a clock in it, but there's also a stopwatch that actually keeps running, so you can kind of keep track of what you're doing there as well, and that's more of a sports car thing. All right, folks, hey, well, that was Cruisin on the 2021 Porsche 911 Carrera S Cabriolet. And remember, when you're looking at this on Cruisin, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and tell at least, 30, 40 of your friends, because they will be absolutely blown away. And they're easy to find, and it's just fun videos. I enjoy doing it. I'm not doing it for me, I'm really doing it for you. Because I was a service manager for 30 years, been in the auto industry, do radio. So I'm not trying to sell you a car, I'm just trying to give you a perspective so that if you were thinking about buying this car, maybe my information can help. All right, remember, this is Cruisin, and I will see you down the road.